Waka Flocka said recently, rap helped me get girls that I couldn't get.
Truest statement ever.
Yeah.
Because it's not just the rap. Because there's a lot of rappers out there. Let's not get it fucked up. All you struggling ass rappers, you know, trying to make it, this ain't for you. This is for the people who have actually rapped, got paid to rap, put out albums, sold records. You know, it's about the status.
Right.
Rap helps you get money. Money is what helps you get the girls. Status is what helps you get the girls. Like, listen, all my life I have been overachieving in the woman department. Even before radio, television. For some reason I was banging some pretty good chicks. I don't know why. You know, maybe I just always equated it to just being able to hold a good conversation. It's almost like the pastor effect. Because I've always been a great listener. So I'll sit around and listen to a girl's problems. And I genuinely do care. I'll give her advice. Next thing you know, I'm on big brother status. Next thing you know, I know she's having a weak moment. She's letting me hit it. Cool. A win is a win. So when it comes to like rap, radio, television, whatever you're doing that makes you money and gets you a level of status, you're going to start overachieving in the woman department. Because a lot of girls like power. Girls like money. So
the same applies to you. You definitely get a higher level of a female now.
Don't you think I'm getting girls now because of my looks? Look at me. Come on, man. Yeah, absolutely. Girls that would probably never even talk to me if I wasn't doing radio or television wanted just to say what's up.
You know, whenever when I bring this question up, you know, to people I interview, or even people who I have conversations with, sometimes say, "Oh no, I've always gotten women."
Yeah, I've always gotten women, but I'm getting a different level of woman now. We gotta start being honest with ourselves here, people. You gotta listen, man. That's something a lot of people can't do. They can't just step outside of their shoes and look outside of themselves from a different perspective. I can do that. I know good and well that if I was Larry living in Monk's Corner, working at a factory somewhere, I wouldn't be banging some of the chicks I bang. Or even hanging out with some of the chicks I hang out with. So what's the problem? That's like shitting on your life. That's like saying you're not happy with what you've become. I'm very happy where I'm at. A win is a win. And guess what? I don't have time for hypothetical conversations like, well, if you wasn't on the radio or wasn't on MTV, you wouldn't have those girls. Guess what the truth to the matter is? I am on the radio and I am on MTV. So keep your hypothetical questions to your goddamn self. I'm winning, dog.
Waka Flocka and Gucci are still kind of going at it. I think Waka said, "How you gonna send shots at a shooter?"
Yeah.
How do you feel about that whole situation?
It hurts my feelings, man, because I like to see Gucci and Flocka together, man. Always have, always will. I like the Brick Squad. I'm a fan of the Brick Squad. I like Gucci. I like Flocka. I like OJ the Juice Man. I like Frenchie. I like Woo the Kid. I like seeing them move as a unit. I liked the camaraderie they had. I liked the ratchetness. I loved it. So to see them going at each other is crazy, and because I just feel like that can't end well. Gucci and Flocka, I can't see that ending well.
Right.
Like, and that's what bothers me the most about the whole situation. Like, yo, if these dudes probably see each other, something bad is gonna pop off.
Well, you know, I interviewed Deb, you know, Waka's mom.
Love Deb. I call her Sugar Knight.
Yep. Very, very nice lady.
Very nice lady, very honest lady, very transparent. Love Deb.
Yep. And you know, and of course, she used to manage Gucci, and you know, Waka's her son, and she used to be Waka's manager. You know, she's stepped off from that particular role. But she said that the two of them used to argue all the time, used to get in fights and stuff like that. But when Gucci took it to Twitter, that's when things changed.
Yeah, when you open up, when you bring everybody else in on the situation, that's when everything changes. You can take care of anything in-house. Anything in the privacy of your own home can be settled, can be squashed. But when you make it, you know, public knowledge, that's when it's hard to diffuse. It's hard to go back after that, because you done told me suck your dick, you done call me a pussy, you done call me a bitch. If we just cool and if we squash it now behind the scenes, our perception is that both of us are suckers. You know, people want to see certain shit happen. They want to see certain shit pop off. It's like, yo, once you make it public, man, it's almost like saying I don't give a fuck about you no more, dog. Because if you really care about a person, you're not gonna make that issue public. You know, the people that are close to you in your life, you don't get on Twitter and vent about them. You're not gonna get on Twitter and vent about your woman. You're not gonna get on Twitter and vent about a real close friend. You're gonna call that person on the phone and be like, dog, what's the issue? Let's meet up and handle this. Let's go in the closet and fight for a second or whatever. You know what I mean? Just keep it in house and get over it. Once you make it public, it's like saying fuck you. I don't give a fuck about you no more.
What do you think about Chief Keef and Lil Durk going at it recently?
It's another situation I don't see ending well. Two little young dudes from Chicago. We see how Chicago gets down. That's Chirac. You know, the kids is getting killed out there 300 miles per hour. Like, that can't end well either. I don't see how it can. That's something that is definitely going to end in gunshots or something if somebody doesn't step in and squash that situation expeditiously.
You know, because I talked to Young Chop about this recently. I actually think the interview's actually up today. He just said, they got each other's numbers. I have no fucking idea why they're going.
I don't get it either.
On Twitter.
I don't get it either.
But he's like, Lil Durk is here right now. You know? And I was like, what's the difference between OTF and GB and 300? It's like, it's all the same shit. All the same people. Like, you know, it's like all, like literally he was like the same shit.
Listen, man, I really feel like so much bad things happen because of a lack of communication. I feel like Pac and Biggie would have been alive right now if one of them would have just picked up the phone and been the bigger man. I even remember in the movie Notorious, I don't even know if this really happened, but remember Big was watching TV and he went to pick up the phone and Puff stopped him from making the call? He's like, I'm about to call him right now. That's all it is sometimes, dog. Pick up the phone, man. People get killed because of a lack of communication.
True.
That's it. Even if we pick up the phone and we talk to each other only to be like, look, I don't fuck with you no more. That's it. Alright, at least y'all know y'all don't fuck with each other no more. But it don't got to get to that level. Because when you're letting everybody else in on what you're doing, then you got, everybody starts choosing sides all over the place. And that noise is louder than any logical, common sense thinking you may have. Because after a while, everybody's coming in your ear every day saying, man, fuck such and such. So in your mind, you really start believing, yeah, fuck such and such. But that was just your dog. And all you had to do is pick up the phone. And even if you felt like fuck him, you could have said fuck him. And when somebody asked you about him, like, nah, we just don't deal with each other no more. We just chose not to deal with each other no more.
I interviewed Sean Kingston the other day. And apparently he was at the studio when the Chris Brown and Frank Ocean fight happened. Mm-hmm. But he said that whole thing popped off. Because he said that, you know, I said, you know, it seems like Chris Brown has somewhat of an anger management problem. He goes, well, you know.
He's light-skinned.
Light-skinned people have anger management problems.
Light-skinned people have anger management problems. Anybody that's waffle-colored Negroes' skin is not capable of being tougher than a dark person's skin. It's just not. If you're the complexion of pancake batter, your skin is just naturally thin. So you will have anger management issues. Like this dark, discolored shit, it's too tough. You can't get, there's nothing you can say about me that's gonna piss me off.
Okay. So he said that a lot of Chris's problems come to him.
Shouldn't even have been all that. Chris should have been like, all right, fuck you then, and walked off. You ain't gotta spit in his face. You ain't gotta yell at him, scream at him, slap him, none of that. Fuck you then and walk off. If Frank Ocean makes the move, then bust his motherfucking ass. But if you reach out to shake your hand, somebody don't want to shake your hand, whatever, all right, fuck you. That shit happened to me before. That shit happened to me with J.R. Smith. I saw J.R. Smith in the club, him and one of the dudes, because I did a party for my guy Diz and Claudia Jordan one night. And mind you, man, it's about, this ain't no exaggeration, it's about 50 of us in the club. Now I'm talking about dudes, like my dude Blaze from Newark, his dudes. Anybody know Blaze, they already know what time it is with Blaze. But it's a bunch of us in the club. And the club is like small. I see J.R. Smith, like, I'm gonna be the bigger man. I know he upset at me because I did the whole, he tweeted out, got all his truck fit, so I retweeted him and put, what'd you do to get it? I'm an asshole, you know what I'm saying? I totally understand why you mad. I just fucking insinuated you might have sucked some dick for Lil Wayne's clothing line. I get it. But I walk up to him, I said, look, bro, I ain't got no problem with you. I stuck my hand out. He looked at me and pointed at his man. His man goes, so I go, well, fuck y'all then. And walk off. I ain't make no scene, do nothing crazy. I could have made a scene. JR sitting in there with his fedora and shit on. I could have made a scene and it'd have been 40 dudes on him. But for what? That's corny. I did something he didn't like. He don't fuck with me because of it. I get it. I tried to make amends, be the bigger man. Fuck you. Well, fuck you too. And keep it moving. That's all it should have been. That's all it has to be. So I understand what Sean Kingston mean when he says Chris caused these problems on himself. Because sometimes your ego will get the best of you.
Well, no. Sean didn't say that. Sean said that problems come
to Chris. Yeah. Problems come to Chris. But I mean, I still say Chris would call that on himself because he saw Frank. He reached out to shake his hand.
Well, because I mean, I guess Chris had made some kind of homophobic comments about Frank.
Yeah. So if Frank don't want to fuck with you because of that, take the L. You reach out to shake his hand. He don't want to shake your hand. You know what you said about him that caused him not to want to shake your hand. So keep it moving. That's it. All right, fuck it. We don't gotta be cool with each other. We don't gotta do music together. We don't gotta go on tours together. Fuck it. Fuck you. That's it.
What do you think about Jay-Z and Dame Dash shaking hands at the club?
Why not, man? They grown men, 40-something-year-old grown men, man. Dame Dash got the salt and pepper beard now. You got kids. You got the old man belly. Like, they grown. You can't be 40 years old fist fighting each other, mad at anything. Like, what are you mad about? We're still alive. We made a lot of money together. Love is love. Good to see you, brother.
I can see Dame Dash being a little mad.
Yeah, but you know what? You live and you learn. And guess what? None of us know the intricate details. Only God knows the details of what happened with Jay-Z and Dame Dash. For all we know, Dame Dash could have been dead wrong behind the scenes.
Well, you know, I mean, I talked to Just Blaze and a few other people, and you know, when Dame was with Jay, he shitted on a lot of people.
Absolutely. I heard that.
Including Just Blaze. Just Blaze even said, yeah, Dame, you know, talked a bunch of shit to me and blah, 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 and I'm not sure I'll do business with him again, and, you know, so forth and so forth. And I've heard of stories of Dame Dash running up on the Weinsteins in a restaurant and yelling at him in the middle of the restaurant.
I can't deal with you and you just in the Weinsteins, dog. The Weinsteins that run Hollywood? Movies, the television? Come on, Dan, you're making it bad for everybody, dog. I don't even know if that's the scenario, but if that, like I said, we don't know the intricate details of what happened in their situation. Put it like this, though. I will say this. There's a reason that if they split apart, most damn near everybody sided with Jay. Everybody, and I can go back to what I always say, if everybody's saying the same thing about a person.
Except for Dipset.
Except for Dipset, but they never was Jay's people to begin with.
Right.
That was always Dame's dude. But if everybody's saying the same thing about you, there's got to be some truth to something. And I think Dame probably used to have a conversation with Dame. He probably knows some of the error in his ways. He probably knows some things he shouldn't have done, or some things that he did that will cause Jay to be like, yo, let me separate myself from you. So for them to see each other and shake hands, that's love. That shows that they're two men. Because that's what a man can do. Because like you said, Dame, from what we see, has every right to be pissed off. Because we've heard stories about Dame being broke and bankrupt. Meanwhile, Jay's out here prospering like a mother. A true hater would be mad as hell at Jay, but clearly Dame's not a hater.
I'm competing against not just who's hot right now, who's trendy right now. I'm competing against the whole canon of music. Like when I think about the greats like Big Daddy Kane and Rakim, they still in my top 10. Kendrick Lamar's creeping up into my top 10, but he only put out one official album and a couple mixtapes.
Drake hit me up and was like, yo, I think people misconstrued in this tweet I just tweeted because he didn't hear about what I did said about my release party. He was like, yo, you did rip that song. And he was like, yo, I think he said that line was from an intro on his album or something, so.